I was a saturation diver on the Jupiter oil rig. What I saw down there wasn't human. This isn't some tale I heard over beers on a rig crew rotation, or one of those exaggerated ghost stories people pass around to scare the newbies. No, what I'm about to tell you happened to me, deep beneath the surface of the ocean, where the pressure alone can kill you and escape is not an option. I was a saturation diver for most of my adult life, 8 years of complete devotion to a job that demanded I live inside a pressurized steel coffin at the bottom of the sea. And I loved it. The solitude, the silence, the detachment from the chaos of the world above. At those depths, there are no distractions, just the hum of life support, the echo of your own breathing, and the crushing weight of the ocean pressing in from every direction. But that was before Jupiter. The Jupiter rig was a massive deep-sea operations station hundreds of miles offshore. When the company decided to move it to a new, more lucrative location, the crew knew we were in for hell. Endless overtime, isolation, tension, and danger. But we were paid well. Damn well. Enough to keep most of us from asking questions. They assigned me and a guy named John to the pressurized habitat beneath the flatbed barge. We were the saturation team, the ones who lived down there around the clock, ready to descend and handle whatever the rig needed. Pipeline installation, valve inspections, structural reinforcements, routine work, in theory. The first couple of weeks were fine. Monotonous, really. The seabed seemed emptier than usual, but I didn't think much of it at the time. Just less marine life, maybe. John kept going on about some girl he was seeing, how she wanted an open relationship while he was out here for months. I told him he was insane. He looked more distracted than usual, pale even. I chalked it up to stress. The pressure down there does weird things to people. Then he started hearing things. He'd stop mid-sentence and ask, "Did you hear that?" His eyes would dart around like he was being watched. He looked like a man being stalked by something he couldn't see. 3 days later, he cracked. His vitals spiked after a dive. The medical crew said he was unfit to continue, claiming he was showing signs of deep-sea psychosis. They moved him into a decompression chamber, isolated from me, from everyone. I never got a chance to ask him what he saw. They wouldn't let me near him. That left me alone down there. For a full month. It was the next dive that changed everything. The moment I descended, something felt wrong. The lights from the worksite cut through the blackness, but the ocean around them seemed darker than usual, not murky, just hungry, watching. The seafloor was utterly still, and I swear I could feel something waiting, just beyond the reach of the lights. I worked for hours, forcing myself to stay focused. Every now and then, I caught movement in my periphery. Just faint shapes slithering or darting. But when I turned, there was nothing. Not even a flicker. And then I felt it. A shift in the current. A presence. I was making my way back to the ascent line when something moved behind me. Fast. Massive. The water pulsed from the wake of it and shoved me sideways. My light sliced through the blackness, catching nothing but dust and plankton. I spun, heart hammering. Maybe a shark. It was rare, but not unheard of. I picked up the pace, tugging myself hand over hand up the line. That's when it hit me again. This time it bumped me, hard. I turned just in time to catch a flash of something. Long. It looked like a stingray, but with arms, long, jointed limbs that ended in clawed, webbed fingers. And hair. Long strands of it drifting around its head, like it was underwater far too long. Its eyes glowed white for a split second as it vanished into the darkness. I told myself I was seeing things. Sleep deprivation, nitrogen narcosis, any excuse to not believe the truth. But the truth came anyway. 10 feet from the tube entrance, I saw it again, this time. It blocked my path. It clung to the line with one clawed hand, its massive body undulating like a manta ray. It had a mouth. Not where a mouth should be, but a circular, lamprey-like hole beneath its eyes. Sharp yellow teeth glinted like needles. It looked at me. Not through me. At me. I let go of the line and kicked backward. Dangerous move, but instinct took over. I needed distance. I needed to run. That's when the tentacles came. They wrapped around me from behind, tight, slick, covered in needle-like barbs that pierced my suit. I couldn't scream. Could barely breathe. The creature that had blocked my path hovered just feet away, watching like it was studying me. One of its claws tapped the glass of my helmet. I was being dragged down. Away from the tube. Away from safety. I thought I was going to die. The creature with the tentacles pulled me to the seafloor and held me there. It was something else entirely. Not human, not animal. more like a squid if it had evolved with intelligence. It had no face, just shifting muscle, layered flesh, and eyes that shimmered with thought. It stared at me, almost with pity. Then the others came. More of the stingray things, dozens of them, encircling us. They moved in unison, parting like worshippers before a god. And something was coming. Something bigger. The water trembled. From the black beyond the lights, something slithered forward. Slow, powerful, confident. It had a head like a lion's skull, massive and adorned with twitching whiskers. Its body was worm-like, longer than any submarine I'd ever seen. Tentacles curled beneath it, and as it passed through the gathered creatures, one of its limbs lashed out and pulled one from the crowd. It didn't eat it with its mouth. Its underbelly opened. Dozens of worm-like appendages spilled out, each tipped with a circular mouth full of teeth. They devoured the creature alive. Bit by bit, the water clouded with dark blood. The thing holding me shivered, and let go. I floated upward, praying not to be noticed. I didn't swim. I didn't even breathe too hard. I just rose slowly, silently, until my fingers found the line again. When I got back to the habitat, I had a panic attack so violent I nearly passed out. The med crew didn't believe me, said I had the same symptoms as John, that maybe the two of us had caught the same bug. Funny how they always have a term ready for things they don't understand. When I finally saw John again, weeks later, he looked like a ghost. Pale, sunken eyes. We drank in silence for a long time before I finally asked, "Did you see them?" He didn't answer at first, just stared at his glass like he was trying to see the bottom of the ocean in it. Then he said, "I thought I was going crazy, but I saw them, too. The stingray things. And something worse. Something bigger." 2 weeks after that, a new team went down to finish the job. 6 men. Only one came back. He'd shot straight to the surface, ignoring every protocol, and died from decompression. His last words, "The thing's down there. They're waiting." The company buried it. Literally. Shut down the Jupiter site and sealed the files. John and I were warned. Government types in black suits told us to keep our mouths shut. Said if we talked, they'd label us mentally unstable and lock us away. So now, I'm telling you this anonymously. Before they come for me, before something else comes for me, there are things in the deep that are older than us, smarter than us, and hungry. Don't go looking for them, because they're already looking for you.